Hey everyone, Wanderbot here, and welcome to Insect Swarm. It is I guess it's a bullet hell, bullet heaven looter shooter. It kind of preceded the whole bullet heaven genre, but every time I've seen any clips of it, it very much looks kind of like a bullet heaven. So I'm just gonna stick with that until my opinion changes. But the looter shooter elements caught my attention. I also love this character model and the enemy models. They look really cool. So let's just see how this goes. It came out in 1.0 as of a couple of days ago. I've been meaning to cover this for a while, because I know Splattercat's covered it a couple of times and seemed to have liked it, and figured why not. Alright, so current distance, crystal concentration, risk level. What are we doing? Okay, so we have crystals here. Do I do anything with these? Do I break them? Okay, so it looks like I break them to grab some resources. And then I can, like, zoom around, grab some stuff, clonk into that. Doesn't seem like it'd take any damage for it, though. Okay. Oh. So I can also jump. We also have bugs. Oh, those things, these are bugs. Oh, that's like a hive. I don't know if I can, I'm assuming I can kill it. Okay, this is immediately sick. Grab some resources and just make sure the bugs don't come for me. Looks like I'm probably going to be using the, oh, it's the eggs. So rather than being a hole in the ground that these guys come out of, they're just eggs kind of on top of it. That makes sense. Okay, crystal concentration. I'm not entirely sure what my goal here is. Grab a bunch of resources and then get back to base to probably tech up, build up. I'm also seeing something about crystal 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10. So maybe it's one of those that there's a kind of, there's only so much that I can bring back with me before I go and grab an upgrade. I love the enemies just kind of looping around. Ooh, cargo component full. Teleporting back to base in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bye. Alright, so what can I do with this? So we can just buy stuff. So main weapon, let's see, machine gun, we can get a shotgun, another machine gun, arc cannon. Arc cannon sounds kind of fun. Secondary weapon, these. So I could swap between them if I wanted to. How many crystals? Okay, crystals 10 out of 10, crystal shards, got it. So I can only buy a little bit. So max armor, movement speed bonus, energy absorption, max energy, energy regen, cargo component, max capacity. Whoop. What is this? Basic crystal concentration. I'll snag that. Weapons. Oh. We also have Mecha. Kill #1 Insect Lord to get that. Alright, consume crystals. Insect Lord detection. Doomsday plan. I'm vaguely understanding how this is going. Let's see. Airframe, weapons. Main weapon damage. Shooting speed bonus, 1%. Secondary weapon damage, secondary weapon ammo capacity. I think I'll snag that. Subweapon reload speed bonus. Crystal yield bonus. Number of crystals obtained from killing blood insects. Armor repaired. Energy replenished. I think I'm just going to put the rest into buffing my damage as much as I can. Alright, so yeah, it looks like we're very much just running out grabbing resources and whatnot. So, like, the bullet heaven comparison is probably not exactly apt. It's in there. Ooh, we've got a mystery location. I'll have to check that out in a second. It very much is, I don't know, like, the weird part is, with bullet heavens, oh, obelisk? Oh, okay. Was not expecting quite so many bugs to just come after me in this circumstance. Looks like I can kind of spend a lot of time hopping. I'm assuming we're just supposed to be here until this obelisk clears. It's really silly just being Pogo Jet. But hey, here we are. Cargo component is full already. I just head right back then. Okay, so what do we want to invest in? I'm still thinking maybe we just go hard on damage for a bit. Okay. Main thoughts are, if I just do a boatload of damage, I can hopefully just cut through things kind of quickly. Because yeah, if I can just one-shot most of the basic buggers that are coming after me, that'll maybe make my life easier. We might... Oh boy. I was not expecting the sheer number of enemies to come after me. I'm not really noticing a whole lot of, like, interesting build depth apart from just, like, stack meta progression stats. That is fine gameplay, it's fun enough. But I'm always a big sucker for, like, really unique effects and abilities, you know, ricochet shot, extra pierce, whatnot. Maybe that is a thing. And we are actually going to be able to have in the mix here. But I don't know. I guess there's no way of knowing until we get further in the game. I guess with the looter shooter, I was assuming I'd be finding stuff out here. But, you know what, whatever. It doesn't really matter. I mean, maybe I'm going to be finding stuff out here. Okay, cargo component is full. I'm going to finish these guys off, though. Because I want to see if I can get in here. No. Okay, so it looks like it was just free loot. Nothing else. Okay, what do we grab? So I could also... Oh no, it costs 50. We could just keep putting points into cargo component. Yeah, let's just do that. I figure the more crystals I can carry, the more I can come back with. I mean... That's obvious. The more things I can buy in kind of one mess. It looks like the crystals kind of just constantly respawn here, so sure, why not? It's... how would I describe this? I don't know, it's kind of one of those, like, weird Horde games that, I guess now is Bullet Heaven adjacent, but was entirely its own thing prior. To the point where the Bullet Heaven comparison maybe isn't the most accurate, but it's easy enough for me to stick to. Do we want to do the obelisk again? I mean... It maxed me out pretty quick last time. I'm just gonna have to spend a lot of time hopping. We might also want to boost my max HP here, just because. I'm going to run into some problems if I don't. Oh right, I can actually fire 2 of these. But I guess it isn't actually that great. Oh, that didn't even fill me up. Yeah, really, what I need for secondary weapon, like the ammo capacity is nice. Do we want to just snag this? It'll make it easy. For my secondary weapon, what I should probably be doing is going for reload speed rather than capacity. Nice as capacity is, I guess it would let me unleash one hell of a salvo. I don't know. I might actually think about this with my primary weapon as well. See if I can get something with a little bit more AoE to it. Because a lot of these enemies are going to be very weak. There we go. They're going to be very weak and easy to kill. And so having things that cut through groups is probably going to be a little bit better. So max armor, movement speed bonus, energy shield damage absorption rate. I have an energy shield? I guess. Secondary weapon, nah, a lot of these are expensive. And yeah, it just wants me to consume crystals. So do we keep doing cargo capacity? We also have crystal yield bonus. Number of shards from killing blood insects. Armor repaired when obtaining crystal shards. Ooh. Energy replenished. Armor repaired per second will consume crystal shards. That's interesting, possibly messy. Would mean I can stay out longer, though. So sure. And yeah, let's just get my main weapon damage higher. Anything else? I was hoping I'd be able to do a little bit of base building here. I guess it's fine that I can't. And also, it's one of those things where I don't really have any specific expectations for this. I had assumptions, which were, I guess, false. Or proven somewhat false, or misguided. I really gotta stop running into this thing. So this one had a mess of foes in it, but that's okay. The special effects are really pretty. Like, watching those explosions go off feels very good. Let's go down this direction. Yeah, we might as well just mess with a bunch of these insects. I'm assuming we're getting crystals from all of them. And it is getting me... It does heal me. Woo. You're a chunky boy. You're not the insect lord. Ah, it's just an elite. And it's dead. Should probably save my missiles for the actual insects. Hordes. Rather than anything else. I'm glad I don't have to be particularly accurate here. All I have to do is just... blast in a direction and I'm good to go. Damn. 0 to hero in like no time flat. I do get to keep all of my crystals though, which is nice. Alright, there we go. That should save me from having that happen again. I'd still like to get some more healing, but... I wonder if there's a way to increase my mining speed. If mining speed is even a thing. It might actually be one of those where... no matter how many damage upgrades I get, I will always mine... crystals at the same rate. Or, maybe it's one of those where if I boost my damage a bunch, I might actually mine faster. You never know. Whoop. That's a whole mess of them. I didn't even know what set that group off. Maybe it was just a wandering horde. Okay, anything else? Another obelisk. Do we even need it? Nah. Kind of a waste of time. I'm only 8 crystals off of being done. I say it was it's a waste of time, but maybe it's not? There we go. Because yeah, I probably would have been done with it fairly soon. Instead of going for small quantities. I'm just going to shoot these guys while we teleport back. Okay. Exceeding part will reflect damage when the absorption rate is higher than 100%. I'm curious about that. I think I'm just going to be silly. Because I want to see if I can one-shot crystals. I think I'm doing more damage to them. We should probably do events, though. They're definitively faster. Not necessarily easier, though. But definitely faster. Especially this one. This one's nice and easy. Unless it's got a whole horde in it, at which point... I mean, I guess it's still big money. I'm curious how watchable this game is. Like I said, I've watched Splat play it just a little bit. Enough to kind of get a sense for what the game is, but never enough to, like, really... Well, I say that, but I was mischaracterizing it as somewhat bullet-heavy. I don't know, I'm still gonna kind of stand in there. It's like how Crimson Land is sort of won by accident after the fact. Ooh, getting one of those well-placed rockets right in the midst. Feels really good. I gotta do it as I jump, though, otherwise it ends up getting taken by, like... ooh. Bad lad. Just these guys? It's just these guys. Okay, what do we have? Let's go this direction. I don't know if I want to do another... Well, no. I absolutely can just do another obelisk if we get one. It's not the most worthwhile. Just from a time perspective, you kind of want to... I think they're worth like 20, 25, somewhere in there. And so you kind of want to do 2 obelisks simultaneously. Or not simultaneously, back to back. And this is going to be one of those where I'm technically done. There we go. I need to do that. So what do we want to do? Rockets, gravity trap. Arc sphere. War drones. Oh, those are fun. Let's see. We also have a smart weapon. Absorbs. Okay, arcs automatically absorb to a target when an aiming area inflicted electrified stat. So I guess it's not much of an AoE. Oh, shoots projectiles that can deal splash damage, so good for groups. Maybe. There's also Mecha. I don't know anything about that, though. Yeah, we could also just do basic crystal concentration. Oh, levels... Oh, I see. So one level costs... Does not say. Yeah, because do I want to do sub-weapon reload? I mean, I guess we just go for carrying capacity and a little bit of damage. I'll just go for that. I should probably go for the risk, though. Because the higher the risk, the higher the concentration of crystals, the more I get in a shorter period of time. It's an interesting kind of Skinner box situation. Is it a Skinner box? I guess so. Very much one of those, like, dopamine, go out, grind for levels. It's almost incremental more than anything else. Oh, we've got 2 elites coming after me simultaneously. Yeesh. Is that juice for me? I think it is. Yeah, do we have anything here? Another obelisk. I mean, sure, why not, right? I was kind of hoping this would be a little bit more like full looter shootery, like completing events would actually give me new weapons and armor. It seems to be entirely centered around meta progression and nothing more. Which is still fun. But there's less of a thrill of discovery, per se, at least at the moment. Maybe later on. But the game's also like $9, so it's really hard to have any strong opinions, strong negative opinions. Like, the more expensive a game is, the more I think my standards are for, like, hey, did the developers do a good job with this one or not? Okay, anything else? Let's just mess that up. And unfortunately, it's mostly just these crystal clumps, which are okay. But they don't really help me much. What else have we got here? More. I knew I should have eaten my sandwich. Oop. I'm unfortunately either psychologically or biologically I'm a hungry boy. I've always been one, which is not great for me, like, health-wise, because it means I very much, I don't know, like, you know how dogs get, like, really bad around food, where they, like, see or smell food and they just want it bad, and it's difficult to get them to think about other things? I am that dog. That is me. And so, like, before I started recording, I was thinking, like, yeah, I should make a sandwich. No, I should get a recording done before I make that sandwich. Alright, crystal compartment's full. 74 should be a decent load for me to grab some stuff. Let's bump this up to 10. Interesting. So does it require 11 crystals? Oh, so this is the times X is the amount it's going to cost to get the next level. Got it. I'm just going to bump that up a bunch and then go for the crystal yield bonus. Alright. That should give me a bunch of money. Yeah, the farming is just getting a little slow. I think also increasing my damage did, in fact, make mining faster. So I think I'm getting more crystals from things. Like, twice as much crystals, but twice as much challenge. Just listening to the pitter-patter on on those guys is really funny. Okay. Yeah, so this definitely gives me more. But the enemies are tougher. So I should generally avoid increasing the risk too much until I'm ready to handle it. Really, once previous difficulty levels become boring. Because, yeah, otherwise I'm going to be just sitting here going pitter-pat against large groups of enemies very slowly. Might as well snag that. Man, I gotta play Helldivers. I know that was, like, the big thing at the beginning of the year, but I never got around to it because they didn't send me a press copy. I'm kind of bad about that. It's one of those where, like, I get so many developers reaching out for coverage. You know, just being like, hey, you know, I'm releasing a game on Tuesday. You want to cover it? I get so many of those developers that any developer that doesn't do that just kind of goes kind of on the back of my to-do list. How would I describe it in more like regular terms? Imagine if just in your general day-to-day you were constantly getting vouchers for like, hey, eat at this like really cool Thai restaurant, or try out this food truck, or, you know, stuff like that. And so you get so many food vouchers that you quite literally never have to actually pay for food at a restaurant or cook for yourself. Like, it's a sweet deal, but after a certain point, one, yes, it just gets a little tired of eating out eating out all the time. But two, why would you ever eat at any of the restaurants where you actually have to pay if you've got vouchers aplenty? To, you know, eat at more of these restaurants. I realize this is like some weird first world problem. Well, I mean, it absolutely is like ultra first world problem. I'm so inundated with video games that it's actually legitimately difficult for me to play them, even for fun, weirdly enough. And the answer is like, this happens with every hobby, is the moment you turn your hobby into a job, or even just a jobby, you know, a semi-professional hobby, the moment the fun parts become work is usually the moment where the hobby stops being fun, and that can actually be kind of rough on people. Let's just scale up our crystal, value a little bit. It's kind of moot, because ultimately it just determines how much time I'm spending out here. But that actually is important. I might also want to crank up my secondary ammo capacity. Because worst comes to worst, I just have like 7 shots that I can fire out periodically. I set that off? Perfect. Like, I know when I broach this topic, I do get a lot of people who are wildly unsympathetic. It's like, I truly cannot empathize with this situation. Having infinite video games seems cool, but it's like, the choice paralysis, man, is tough. But even beyond that, you know, it does also drive me away from games like, say, Helldivers, which I wasn't given a copy for. You know, I know everybody liked it, and I'm sure it's a lot of fun, and I'm sure it'll be great when I finally get to it. Hopefully. I hear it has weird balance issues, but I don't know. Me and balance, I don't care, as long as the game is fun. But I also don't get, like, super committed to anything. I used to be super committed. I was like one of those big World of Warcraft raiders, you know, racing for server first and whatnot. I think we only got a couple back when, like, Ulduar was a thing. And that was a lot of fun. But after a certain point, I realized that, like, this literally does not help me. And also, they've got a new expansion pack coming out shortly. So, you know, all of this, like, hard work and these achievements and these cool things that I've been grinding away for, they're going to get wiped out after, you know, after this expansion ends. And so I lost a lot of interest in World of Warcraft in general. Now I'm just a Guild Wars guy, or just play games on my own, maybe. But yeah, this is part of the reason why I never got around to Helldivers, even though, like, everything I've heard about it makes it sound awesome. Similarly, this one, you know, I didn't get a press copy for this until, like, much later. I think I might have actually bought a copy for it, and then they reached out, and I'm like, alright, I guess this is a good excuse for me to finally get around to it. And then it still took me another year. I've just got so many games to get around to. Let's see. Do we want to just do cargo component? No. Let's actually just go for shooting speed. That should be good enough. Well, it feels like it made a difference. If I'm one-shotting... I don't know if I'm one-shotting things. If I could see health bars, that would make it a little easier. That might actually be in the options, but I could also see it being madness. Okay, go over here. But yeah, before I started recording today, I just sat down and said, like, hey, what are all the games that are coming out this week, and all the games that are kind of on my to-do list that either have gotten updates, or the developer wants me to do, like, a preview of it or something like that. And the list is, like, longer than I can even get to in a single week, and that's not including all the, like, later releases this week, like Frostpunk, which, you know, very much want to get around to. It's weird. Games like this put me into kind of like a weird retrospective brain fugue. It's one of those where how would I put it? With a lot of other games, I actually have to care about what I'm doing. Here, I only have to care about what I'm doing periodically. When an elite shows up, or when I'm back at base, at which point I make a couple of pivotal decisions like, hey, am I going to invest in X or Y stat? Otherwise, I'm making no decisions here. This is entirely automatic. And it's fine, it works, it's fun. But I find that puts me in a position where I'm alone with my thoughts. And this is especially, like, normal for Bullet Heaven, so you might notice I'm a little bit chattier than normal while I'm doing those. Whereas, like, if I'm playing a factory automation sandbox game, I almost never talk about anything other than exactly what I'm doing in the moment. Because it's a matter of, like, how much my brain is engaged in what I'm doing versus how much it is just left to do its own thing. I really wish I could go into these guns and add tweaks. Like, just a little bit of piercer AoE to my machine guns would be lovely. Oh! Let's not get immediately wrecked. Oh boy. Okay, so what do we want to invest in? Secondary weapon damage, secondary weapon ammo capacity. Let's just bump that up a couple of times. Oh, energy is for that. Got it. Okay. Oh, we can hold up to 102 crystals now. So that's going to be pretty good. Like, off camera, I usually use Bullet Heavens and a lot of other, my other brain-off games, like grinding in a RPG or an MMO or something. I usually use that for podcast time. I guess I could do that in automation factory builders as well. Like, Satisfactory while I'm listening to a podcast is pretty good. I'm assuming, I'm going to assume at least one of you listening to this video right now is playing Satisfactory. As just a, like, I can't imagine somebody not playing that out of the, you know, thousands of people that potentially can and will watch this video. Power to you, I wish I was playing Satisfactory too. Unfortunately, whoops. Well, this is going to be fun. I guess let's wait until they clump up a bit more. I have all that extra ammo capacity, though, yeah, we definitely should crank up its, let's see, we should definitely crank up its reload speed bonus so I can fire these out a little bit more. And unfortunately, I will always be one of those channels creators, oh boy, hello, that I think isn't quite lucky enough to just do whatever they want. I'm curious about how it works for other folks. I say that, but like I actually kind of have been doing whatever I want for ages. I love indie games, and so it's like kind of nice to just be able to cover as many of them as possible. You know, every once in a while there's some that I'm just like, oh man, I love this game, and it's just total crickets. Probably because it's not particularly watchable or it needs some extra element. So like, I love to get around to Satisfactory at some point, but I also recognize that like, it needs more than just me fuddling over a factory. And so the easiest thing I could do is just include other people so that we have banter. Oh, there's an elite. An elite that shoots at me. That's a bit rude. Yeah, do we actually want to try getting a new weapon here? Maybe. Once I've killed, well, once I've filled up, I probably will be able to get another. Looks like the crystal concentration might also get up based on my distance. So maybe I make more from these nests out here. Oops. Don't be there when that goes off. Whoop. Whoop. That's a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be. Yeah, increased crystal concentration. Also increased bugs and bug mass. Yeah, so our risk level being out here is like 2.9. Which is probably part of the problem. Oh, I only have to press the button. I don't actually have to hold it. Alright, so what could we do? Swarm missile. 8 smaller missiles. Lock on. 100%. Lock onto aim target. Can also be guided with an aiming ray if no target is available. Oh, interesting. And do I want to get the shotgun? I suppose. Yeah, let's just boost the sub-weapon for now. Armor repaired when getting crystal shards? Sure, snag that as well. Oh. I can actually just turn on auto fire. That's awesome. Wow, that sucks. Yeah, the shotguns are actually pretty good. I think I still like the machine guns better. But maybe once I have faster fire rates, it'll be much quicker. Okay. Let's see how this goes. I just don't know if the shotgun really fires or clears them faster than the machine gun. Well, one way or another, I think we get up to those 100 crystals that we need, and then go fight the first bug lord. Because that unlocks the mech, and I'm kind of hoping the mech adds some interesting drama to this. Well, drama? I don't know, just tweaks things. Oh boy. I've made mistakes. Okay, the elite's dead. I just wish I could increase the AoE of that missile launcher. Man, crossing this with, like, Gunfire Reborn's build crafting and weapon variety. That's kind of what I'm pining after here. Just a little bit. But I also recognize not every game can be like that. And expecting that much is silly. Oh, interesting. Because I went too far away, I think the one event space actually just despawned. Funny, I didn't actually know that's how that works. I guess it makes sense. The entire outer environment here is just fully randomly generated. Not that there's much going on it to begin with. Oh boy. Okay, so we've got an elite in the mix. And cargo component full, so no reason for me to stick around. Swapping back to this. I could also try, I mean, we could try the machine gun. Sure. Well, that was all my resources. Let's see. I'll just snag that. Let's just go down here. So this fire's a little bit slower, but maybe the AoE makes it worth it. It's probably going to make the obelisks a lot easier. And you know what? It actually does a decent chunk of damage against the elites. Okay, it's a crash ship. Ah! Holy shit! I'm not fully comfortable with this, the way this thing moves. It's very swiggity-swooty, but in a very spooky manner. I love it. Whoops. Yeah, this gun's actually pretty good for what I'm trying to do here. Better than the shotgun at the very least. It's got the range I'm looking for. And that little bit of AoE goes the distance. Now I just need to find an event spot? Nope. That's a despawned. Got too far away. Got another elite. The elites don't really scare me. They're just kind of here. Okay. Anything else? Not too much. A lot of crystals. But I find purely on a practical level up. Nope. Okay, there's something here? A skull. Oh. Guardian. Oh! Okay. So there's more interesting stuff further out. I'm very happy about that. Okay, so when it does the jump, I should probably actually scoot instead of jumping myself. Okay, blasted a bunch. You getting anything cool? I guess resources. Resources are nice. I'm glad that there are other biomes to be had here. Oh boy. Okay, let's just fire those off. Blast that out. Look, if I'm gonna have to deal with like 7,000 insects coming for my swiggities, we might as well not be here. One of the things I often kind of, I don't want to say like wax nostalgic about. As stupid as it sounds, I miss certain memes. And so like Swiggity Swooty, I'm coming for that booty, was like, I want to say it was big back in like 2017 or, I don't know, I'm sure if you looked it up, there's probably even like usage trends on Know Your Meme or something like that. But like some of them are legitimately kind of charming and funny, and no one uses them anymore. And I will always be fascinated by how quickly culturally we move past what were kind of foundational for like a month. When was the last time you saw anybody use one of the like owls? Those were, God, I'm making myself sound old here. There are probably kids who might watch this video who were born after those memes stopped being relevant and used. And some part of me that just makes, I mean, it makes me feel old, obviously. Shit, there's some indie games that are older than kids watching this video. Like, I bet you could go back and play like Gish and a not unreasonably a not insubstantial number of oh god, Minecraft is older than many children who currently play it. I'm sorry, I shouldn't do that. It's just, I don't know, I turned 34 last week, and so like some part of me is just hitting that like, oh, I'm old now. Alright. So we've got an Insect Lord. I think if we're doing an Insect Lord, I'll go back to the regular machine gun for this. Alright, 7,000 meters in that direction. I don't think I've gone that far. I don't know if this is practical. Whatever, let's go die. Oh. Gotta wait for my energy to come back. And I want to make sure I have enough crystals. I should probably get the healing crystal in retrospect. Maybe before I do this, where it converts your crystals into healing. Yeah, I think the regular machine gun is probably fine. I liked the blast gun that we had earlier. But it might not be the most practical. Yeah, getting the heal but uses crystals might just be a good idea for staying alive for some of these harder fights. The bosses, the guardians, etc. Where you get up here and the concentration gets gnarly. Wait, they get knocked over? Oh my god, that's really funny to watch. Just the giant crab monsters getting completely spun out on their backs is amazing. This might be tough enough that I'm gonna have some trouble here, because I think we're contending with multiple hordes. It's not really getting me oodles of resources either. I guess one thing I could do is go find a, obelisk. Okay, because if I can find an obelisk, ooh, I'm dying. They're faster than me, but they're also stupider than me. But yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to beat the boss. Not at this distance. Because these suckers are, tough. Oh, there's another elite. I think we just go back. I don't think this is practical. Not until I've boosted my damage. Okay. Main problem is, what do I invest in? Even just boosting my base weapon damage is expensive. I do appreciate that I know where the boss is. I just don't know if there's much I can do about it. And yeah, let's just keep going for these mysteries. As we'll start the storm over here. Oof. I mean, at least we've gotten a decent amount of crystals, but yeah, this hurts. Okay, there goes the elite. Wonder if you can actually use the obelisks to kill the elite. Maybe. I think they usually die before it becomes an issue. Oh, that was satisfying. Just get the missile right in the center of the mess, and then they're just toast. Nothing left. I haven't messed with the sound effects to my knowledge. And it amuses me to no end that my character attacking enemies, you know, the bullets hitting them just sounds like I'm slapping them repeatedly. Like just, I do not have guns, it's just 1,000 tiny hands, just pap, 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 pap. Alright, shred through these. We're getting crystals, it's just not very fast. Yeah, especially because it's like 300 crystal shards gets you, go up here. I'll get this one. 300 crystal shards gets you 1 crystal value. Oh god, what happened? At least it feels like the storm's a bit bigger than normal? Ooh, boy. I don't know. I might actually want to stick to the blast gun just because. There's just so many at this point. There we go. Let's just head back. Yeah, I'll switch to the blast gun. I might mix it with, like, the swarm missiles at some point. Okay. What do we even want to do? Oh, I want to do this one. Oh, and that consumes crystal shards as opposed to, like, the full crystals. Yeah, so that's super worth it. We're gonna end up losing out a little bit financially here. But I think it's more than worth it. Just for staying topped off. Especially if I'm fighting something like the Guardian. Because that'll keep me out and rolling for much, much longer. Grab them there. It does really amuse me that you can kind of whip all of these dudes around, because they're designed to kind of run straight at you, but the vector changes based on like your own momentum and direction direction you're moving, and so you very much can get them to just loop around you. Did I flip over because I ran into the elite? Think so. Working so far. Let's see if this even harms the elite. No, it insta-gives them. Useful. Is another obelisk? Absolutely. Yeah, I think we're just gonna farm money for this one. I don't think I'm going to be able to... okay, you know what I'm gonna do? We're just gonna go see what the Insect Lord looks like. I might want to boost my movement speed a bunch. Because I hold no illusions, I'm not gonna be able to take him out here. Nor do I need to. We're not going off to see the wizard quite yet, though. There we go. Oh, hi. I've also noticed these suckers seem to be unusually stronger when they do show up. There we go. Just loop them and mulch them. Takes a little bit of time. It's not that bad. Let's go find crystals. I wish you could cut down the trees. You know, just blow up the foliage in environments. I get why you can't. It'd be so much more effort and probably not worth it. But it doesn't stop me from wishing. Cargo component is full. Farewell. I think part of the reason why I wish this did actually have a full loot component, maybe it does later. Okay, do I actually want to increase my movement speed? You know what? Not actually that great. Yeah, it's pretty weak. Alright. We are just going to fly to the boss. I just want to see what it looks like. I'm probably going to get wrecked. I'll just grab whatever I can as I go by. At least the trees don't get in my way. The big rocks do. Oh, you can fly backwards. Sick. Oh no. Oh wait, we're fine. You don't have to do obelisks if you don't want to. This is Guardian every time. Looks like it. Yeah, we want to make sure we have enough crystals that I can keep my health up. Just because. Oops. I don't actually know if that does damage to me. Let's just speed along. I will admit, I was hoping for a little bit more interesting level design here, too. I think it's fine. Like, it's very much my comparison to Crimson Land sticks. Where it's one of those where I was expecting a little bit more depth in terms of the customization and some other stuff. But on the flip side, it's only a mild problem. Okay. Yeah, I can just kind of subvert the Horde every once in a while with some just clever movement. Only a couple 100 meters. That didn't work. Where are you? Oh boy, he big. I guess I should be just pumping out some shots here. As silly as it would be, I wonder if the obelisk would do things to him. Probably. Unfortunately, we're barely able to hit him here, and we are losing our crystals. Yeah, every time he hits me... Every time he hits me, we lose a smidge of our health, which then turns into... drains our crystal supply just by a bit. Yeah, I'm definitely not ready for this. Some more ammo regen might not be a bad idea. Killing the elites slowly. But yeah, if I wanted this with 100 crystals, I think maybe I could do it. But I think I'd also just need a bunch of damage. We're at the 7,000 meter range, and the big crabbers chasing me are markedly tougher. Okay, there's another elite there. Oddly enough, we actually killed one of the elites, so we're kind of in an okay position. Wonder if I could actually run around grabbing some extra crystals to sustain myself. Yes, the main issue is just... there's so many of these guys. And the other really silly option I do have, if he's chasing me now, I might be able to just kind of keep rolling. Like, the odd part is he's not getting me with many direct hits. So I could potentially bring him and his giant horde back with me closer to the base so I'm not getting hit by the really bad groups. It's an option. Because we've already gone back 1,000. I think I could actually kill this guy. Okay, the elite's almost dead. There it is. It gives us a resupply. God, there's so many of them. Only so much I can do about that. Ooh, especially if I get hit like that a couple of times. Oh no. Pissed off the Guardian too. And yeah, this horde has only been growing. It's kind of awesome, though. Yeah, I can't tell if the Guardian is specifically going to stick with me. It's definitely slower. Oh, that was it. Whoop. But yeah, if I can kite the Insect Lord back home. Or we could try the very silly thing of trying to find an obelisk. Because an obelisk would clear the massive horde following me. And might harm... Oh, no. Might harm the insect horde and lord and all those elites. Okay. Fair bit of crystals hanging out here. Okay, they seem pretty committed to me. Alright. Time to rely on an obelisk. Let's see what it does. At the very least, it'll get me a shit ton of crystals. If we're really lucky, it kills the insect lord, but I'm not betting on it. Okay, didn't kill the insect lord, killed literally everything else, though. And that means I've also got a whole mess of crystals that I can rely on here. Yeah, going for that extra self-heal was very much the correct call. How's the insect lord doing? Not great. How am I doing? Actually quite well. You dead. Alright. All that's left. Let's just kill this guy. There we go. Compartment full. Let's go back. I want to see this mecha. Okay. Press F to switch between mech and aircraft. What? That's so much bigger. Okay, main weapon, sword. Secondary weapon, Gatling gun. I think I might have jumped the gun a little bit here. Oh well, it was fun. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, let's get out here. Let's go find... a handful of these. Well, it certainly moves quick. Oh, I see. It's a cannon. Well, I'm already at 100 crystal. I'm not... Oh. I'm not quite sure how that happened, but that's fine. I think we'd have to increase my speed. I think I'm actually just going to invest in that a bunch. Because that might actually be why I had so much. Either that or the mech is just, like, goofy. I mean, it's massive and I love it. Wait. Does the mech just harvest crystals better? What happened? Why am I farming so much? I guess I gotta go for capacity more than anything else. And some movement speed. Well, anyway, I think this is a good stopping point. Even though we just became ridiculous, I've seen what I wanted to see, and I'm having a blast. But I gotta leave some things for later. And also, oh boy. Alright, let's do an obelisk. See how the mecha handles the obelisk fights. So, unlike the plane, the mech actually has to fight. However, holy moly, resources. Dude just clobbers. It's so good. Alright, well anyway, I might as well mention, once again, Insect Swarm is available on Steam now in 1.0. Is Insect Swarm. Yeah, Insect Swarm. It's available in 1.0, so if you do want to pick it up and play it yourselves, it's $9 normally, down to $7 at launch for the 1.0. It's a very solid experience. I think it could have gone further, and hopefully we get a sequel at some point. I think the big one is, these are fun, but they don't really change anything. It's not like my build has really changed that much over the course of the run. It's really just like these things. But even then, like, all these do is just slowly scale up your damage, your attack speed, and all of that stuff. And I wish there was, like, you know, maybe every 10 levels, or maybe it's kind of an exponential curve. You know, the first 5, then 10, then 20, or something like that. A little perk card that does something slightly different, like adding extra AoE, or AoE to things that normally wouldn't exist. Ooh. You can also, get extra skins as well. That'd be fun. But for now, not so much so. Anyway, it's a good brain-off game with some nice Skinner box grinding that I could see a lot of people having a ton of fun with. But for now, at least, if you like this video in any way, shape, or form, leave me a like. It helps more than you know. And if you want to see more rad new games every single day, then hit subscribe, because I got tons to check out and show off. But for now, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.